FBI Director Louis Freeh is finishing up an unprecedented mission to Moscow. Besides setting up an FBI office in Moscow, he signed a cooperation agreement with the Russians aimed at fighting the fast-growing Russian mafia over there and here in America. Apparently, this international effort against the Moscow vice mob comes not a moment too soon. As correspondent Jim Stewart reports, it's already clear what the FBI is up against.
The director of the FBI didn't have to look hard for signs of organized crime in Moscow. The evidence was everywhere. And now Russian mobsters are coming to America, joining forces with what police still call the LCN, La Cosa Nostra.
They come over here and they look at the way LCN has done business in the past, and they learn from the experiences of when the members of the LCN have been caught.
What the Russians are finding is a mafia that has suffered losses, like the conviction of John Gotti, but is far from dead, and still has a strong hold over the construction industry, unions, and the local fish market. The new Godfather, experts say, is an odd character named Vincent Gigante.
He puts on an act of being a mental retard, and he walks around Sullivan Street with a bathrobe on, and he has avoided actually going to trial because of these antics. But he is one of the strongest leaders left in organized crime,
which is still concentrated in 5 New York-based families, while elsewhere police say its power is waning and gone altogether in some cities like San Francisco, Cleveland, and Philadelphia. In fact, the FBI has reassigned an entire squad of organized crime agents in New York from the old Cosa Nostra to the new gang in town, the Russians. Many in Congress agree with the strategy shift.
It's drug running as such, and smuggling, and the laundering of funds, linking up with a network in this country by the Russian organized crime elements, I think poses a new and serious threat.
A threat that has already resulted in 20 Russian mob murders, just like those on the streets of Moscow, right here in the United States. Jim Stewart, CBS News, Washington.
After 7 years